So obstetric fistula is a hole between the birth canal and the bladder, and it occurs due to lack of obstetrical care and usually a prolonged labor, more than 24 hours. In the U.S., odds of dying from pregnancy-related complications are very low. However, in sub-Saharan Africa, the odds are 1 in 36 women will die from a pregnancy complication. When these women live in remote areas, they don't have access to any regular medical care. They also start working, lifting heavy objects at a very young age, objects that weigh more than their weight, which contributes to them having smaller frames, less height, and being less developed than a American woman, for that matter. And all these smaller things, smaller weights and frames, and lack of care account for babies being too large, malpositioned, and with no medical intervention, it's causing complications such as fistulas. All of the women in the film live in rural areas, so they obviously, of course, lack regular medical access. They have similar situations that they were married at very young ages. Their conditions were the result of pregnancy complications. All of them had a child that were stillborn, and they were all in labor for several days. I think 5 days for one, 10 days I think they said for the other one, and they are different only in their outlook on life. Yehu was going at the request of a friend. Almaz was hopeful that this would give her, a new look on life, whereas Yehu was skeptical whether or not this would work. And we bet they knew that it would work and she'd be fixed. And when it didn't pan out the way she hoped, she was not so positive any longer. And the only major difference that I could see is in how they responded to their children and other children going forward. The value of having somebody listen to your story is that it starts the healing process. You basically get to give someone a first-hand account of what you were feeling, how it affected you, and start to realize, and it will help you start to realize that, hey, that I can come back from this. There is another way we can change. And by being a witness to the story, it tends to give the hospital workers not necessarily credibility in the strictest sense of the word, but a better sense of, better enables them to understand this epidemic and what it is and how it really affects these women's lives, and why it's so important to have somewhere there to fix them. and not fix their lives, but fix their problem and give them back their lives. I don't know that I would ask any of the women a question, because being an American woman myself, I live a very charmed life, I suppose you could say. I'm not, that's not to say that I haven't had to work hard for the things that I have, but it's never been physical labor. I don't lack access to a medical doctor, even if I don't go as often as I could or even should. But I don't lack access to those things. And so I kind of don't have any frame of reference to understand how they exist in a society. And maybe, I guess, the only question that I would have would maybe be for a Yehu, that she lived with this condition, she said, I think 10 years. How did you not think that you should seek medical care for that? Because that's not normal. Like, it's not a normal function of the body. It should work better than that. So I guess I would want to know, like, how did you not think at any point prior to your friend telling you that you should go and see if someone could help? As far as gaining insights from this film, it was very disheartening, I suppose is the best word I can use, to realize that although we live in the 21st century and the world is very advanced, all of the world is not advanced, and not everyone, for lack of a better term, lives in the 21st century, apparently. I could not even imagine having to go to a well every day to get water. If I had to do that much work, I probably would expire on the spot. Like, my life is full of conveniences. When I'm thirsty, I grab a bottled water. Worst case scenario, I walk over to the water cooler at work and fill my bottled water with water. So I don't have anything, and I guess it makes me appreciate more the fact that I live in America, and that while America is not perfect, we are very advanced, and I have the ability to take advantage of all that technology offers me. For Pete's sake, I'm making a video recording to post for an assignment. These women don't even have access to lights. They live in a village and houses made of straw and rocks. So definitely made me realize that my life is very privileged. I'm very fortunate. And I'm very thankful that I do have the availability to go to the doctor when I feel like it, and to seek medical care whenever I feel like it, whether it's something major or something not. I'm thankful that I am not 100% dependent upon society to give me my worth like these women are. If someone doesn't like me, it's not the end of the world, and I'm certainly not going to die. So it's definitely one of those things that this video has definitely made me appreciate my life and the amenities and the easiness of my life, because for the most part, not that I don't struggle, but it's nothing like what these women have faced.